Welcome to Plandish, where plans are flexible, the vibes are good, and the kids are suspiciously quiet. I'm Alexandra, a twin mom, routine realist, and your guide to kinda sorta getting it together. Let's dive into today's episode before someone spills their snack. All right, you wonderful Plandish people. I love you all for being here and joining us for some more good laughs.
This week, we are bringing on a dad, another dude in the parenting trenches.
Yes, Joe is feeling completely seen because today's guest is not only a newer dad, not only running his own business, but he's also managing to squeeze a few tea times, a couple times a month and that. But that's real CEO energy.
But first, let's do what we do best, complain about the week that we just had. Are we actually going to be complaining this week, though? I think it was...
No, I thought this is not a complaint. Well, early on was not a complaint.
No, this was the best week we've had since the podcast started, at least since we started doing the debrief. Mm-hmm. Ton of stuff to get to. Can you try to please keep me on track?
I will.
This might be a 2-hour episode. We have a ton of stuff to cover.
We got to cut it off.
But yeah, let's catch up on the week. So obviously, great staycation.
Needed.
Very much needed. We didn't have the kids, like we said, for the first time in 2.5 years.
Like, you're not having to get back for a babysitter. You're not having to get back for, like, anything. You just can enjoy however many espresso martinis on the veranda of a hotel.
And you did have a lot of them.
I did, and I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, we filled our cup was the theme of the week. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, go do that now. Ton of good sleep tips. But yeah, filling our cup was definitely our motto. We kept saying that throughout the staycation. Mm-hmm. Best couple days over a weekend that we've had in a really long time, and it was super refreshing.
Tried some new restaurants in St. Pete.
Really good food.
Which, shout out to Fortu, which, holy shit,
really
that was
food.
Amazing. And then shout out to Elliot Astor in the Vinoy Hotel.
I'm so glad
Again,
you
holy
pronounced
shit.
that one instead of me. That's a tough one to say. So
I know, I was who knows?
The
If it's
food was
wrong,
good.
correct me. But food was outstanding. It was Asian steakhouse and Italian.
Yeah,
killed
good
it.
food, pool time. The weather actually was great. We were warned all week that it was supposed to be bad.
We were coming back from Fortu, and I didn't want to get an Uber because I was like, oh, it's not going to be bad. We got soaked, and then
got pissed on.
We were walking through this Vinoy Park to get back to our hotel. Of course I am. So we're walking back to the hotel, and halfway through the park, it's pretty in the park. And it's a very tiny one. So I stopped, I grabbed Joe's wrist, and I looked at him, and I wanted him to kiss me. And what did you say?
This ain't the Notebook. I was, in fairness, though, I was getting absolutely drenched.
This ain't the Notebook.
You were tipsy topside.
Hey, I was living my life. I was enjoying myself.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
I gave a peck. Let's not make the audience think that I completely ignored you. I gave you a peck, but you were wanting it to be...
wanting to get dry.
The Notebook. You think there were film crews around us. I was looking to get dry.
No, but it was fun.
But it was fun.
Besides that, it really didn't rain, so it was great. We also had a few people over for a 4th of July little party because most people have the day off.
Fun.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Shout out to Joey Chestnut, by the way. It's kind of one of my things I like doing. I think you get grossed out by it, but 70 hot dogs?
That's nasty.
That's a lot of hot dogs. I always say, how many do you think I could eat? I put myself around 8.
Jesus.
But in 10 minutes? I don't know.
Yeah, you couldn't do 8 in 10 minutes.
I don't even want to try it. I like hot dogs, but not like that. But yeah, quick shout out to Joey Chestnut. Kids hated the fireworks. That was bad.
Yeah, that was really bad. Last year they were fine, but this year they were Tate was convulsing in his chair to get inside. I felt so bad.
Yeah, when I say hated, I mean loathed, and it was the worst thing ever. But outside of that, 4th of July party was great. Burgers, hot dogs.
Yeah.
We invented a new game called Shovel Ball, which is pretty much exactly how it sounds. And I had some friends over. Is heated the right word?
It got so heated.
People were quitting because they thought, I'm like, guys, I just made these rules up 10 minutes ago, and you're holding, so...
I was laughing my ass off, first of all. This was the funniest thing.
To visualize it, though, yeah, it's basically home run derby, but we had, so it's a beach shovel, right? It's a plastic beach shovel that somebody pitches, and they have to hit it. We've got our pool cage here in Florida. It's got to get past a certain bar on the pool cage. Mm-hmm. And it got extremely heated. People quit multiple times. I thought there was cheating involved. I had to remind everybody they had a plastic shovel in their hand.
Literally a plastic shovel and a plastic ball.
I am going to write down the rules and make it an official thing because that was so much fun to accidentally find that game.
Who knows? This could be the new roof ball. What do they say?
Roof ball.
Yeah.
Everyone in Oregon will know what roof ball is. I'm glad you do listen to me.
I listen a lot.
You do listen to me. Yeah. So yeah, 4th of July was great. Kids wise, we saw them for about half the time. They are throwing a little bit more tantrums, I would say. And my sister was down here. She was honest and did say there were some tantrums while we were gone as well. Kind of like, you've seen, obviously, Step Brothers.
Yes.
Dale and Brennan, when they're crying, I think I'm going to throw it up. They got Powerade in their drink. That's kind of what it sounds like. And it's very tough to talk to each other.
It is.
From other rooms.
Inconsolable. Like, we're reaching this point where it's very inconsolable. And I think the only thing is just what I've learned, and it's only been the past couple of days, is sitting down and kind of trying to divert their attention, talk through it, kind of explain what we're going to do. Because Tate literally was throwing a tantrum because he wanted to brush his teeth, not let me do it. So, halfway away, I gave up, gave him the toothbrush. Then he was still crying, didn't want it, but we ended up talking it through. It's just getting to a very unknown territory.
Well, this is a really real tip, though. Involve the kids in tasks, and they like doing that. They want to just be involved.
Oh, yeah.
Getting the mail. Mm-hmm. Tate is probably the best door closer I have ever seen. Anytime he leaves a room, he makes sure that door is closed. If there's a cabinet open, boom, he's going to go close it. I appreciate that because that's exactly what I want him to do versus the opposite.
Birdie's very good about cleaning up his toys. Very organized. But tomorrow, our activity, which if you follow episode, I think 2, with his toddler activity board, and I'm still doing it, by the way, tomorrow's activity is going to be toy rotation and cleaning up their playroom. And they actually help me vacuum. They get on their hands and knees with me and we mop the floors. Like, it also keeps them entertained. So
that's kind of what I'm getting at. Involving them in the tasks. Mm-hmm. Now, we can't do that all the time. They are going to have to be alone. And that's where the tantrums tend to happen. But, I think overall, I give this an A+ week. I don't know how it gets any better. And I did have a random thought. Can I throw this in here as well?
Of course.
The podcast. Mm-hmm. How fun would it be to have recordings of your parents when you were 1.5, 2 years old, talking shit about you? My mom and your parents would never, I don't think. But hearing it from our perspective to be able to listen back to, for all of our 3 listeners that we get, I think if nothing else, it's really, really cool. I was thinking that this week. Mm-hmm. It's going to be really cool for them just to have something, an archive to listen back to. Never thought we would be sitting here doing this, but it's a very cool medium to be able to talk and kind of share our weeks and archive it.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it is so awesome too, because we actually are getting our friends like texting us about parts in our episodes. And I cannot tell you how much that means to us. I'm like, holy shit. Our friends actually think we're so uninteresting.
Well, and I won't shout him out on every episode, but Stefan, just so everyone else knows, he did find the Easter egg on his own on Wednesday when the podcast dropped. He texted me 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So
we didn't preface who Stefan was, though.
He'll be on. We're going to leave that a mystery because he wanted to be on. If we ever do an Elitish 8 of Trader Joe items.
Oh, is that a new topic?
He has claimed that as far as his Elitish 8.
Okay.
We'll have to figure out when we can do that.
We'll get him on because
scheduling-wise.
He's a very interesting person to have on.
Yeah, he will be intrigued. A future guest. So I kind of want to, if that's okay, leave him a mystery for now. Mm-hmm. Let everyone have that image in their head of what he could be. Mm-hmm. And I'll build this up into a monument where he has nothing left but to meet these expectations that everyone else has.
Oh, gosh, this is great.
Yeah.
Stefan, get ready. But I think everything else has been going pretty well. I'm excited for this weekend. Our new days to film are on Thursdays because I think that is awesome. It's Friday Eve, and then Fridays we can relax, edit everything. But it's a nice Thursday so far.
Yeah, and this guest that we have coming up, we recorded it a little bit ago. Mm-hmm. He was amazing. It's good having another dad on. But yeah.
Yeah.
Now our interview with Spencer.
This week, we're flipping the script because we got a dad in the house, and not just any dad. Spencer is a former life coach and golf mentor turned full-time stay-at-home dad to his daughter and also an entrepreneur. When his wife went back to teaching, he became the primary caregiver, all while managing one business and launching another.
Yep, he's squeezing in company building during nap time, juggling bottles and brainstorms, and just like the rest of us, I hope, figuring this whole thing out as he goes. Today, we're getting the dad's eye view on routines, identity shifts, working from home with the baby, and what it actually looks like to pivot your life while still going after big goals. Spencer, a huge welcome to the pod. First ever male guest outside of myself. So welcome and happy to have you on.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor. I feel a little um like undeserving. I mean, I've been a parent for 8 months, and so to be on a podcast and talking about being a dad seems a little overwhelming. But so thank you for having me.
Yeah, I like them already. The brown nosing, you can keep that going throughout the whole time. That is a great start. So yeah, I'm liking it already.
I love it. Well, Spencer, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and yeah.
Okay, so well, I we had our first child 8 months ago. To me, well, Anna and my wife were very grateful to have one child. I'm 36 years old. I thought it wasn't going to be in the cards for a long time, and so for I'm just having a blast doing that. Now, before becoming a dad, I had aspirations to be a professional golfer growing up. I then I played in college, but that didn't work out, and so then I chose to try to be in tech, and I got a engineering degree when worked at a startup in San Francisco, trying to just pursue greatness in all of these other pursuits, and came up basically empty-handed in terms of feeling like it was all worth it or like satisfying. And what I have actually found was the satisfaction that I was always wanting was in being a dad over the last 8 months. And it's been so profoundly fun and enjoyable. And again, just satisfying again is it's been quite the experience. And I'm excited to talk about that because I really haven't been able to do that until this time.
Oh, I love it. I know being a parent, it's like a whole nother world, realm, everything. It's makes it a lot of conversation topics.
It does, yeah. And this is a safe space. We've kind of used this in a weird way as therapy. I think I mentioned that on the last episode.
Yes.
We didn't really know it was going to be like that, and she's kind of backed me into little mini therapy sessions on this pod.
Can I ask
Yeah,
real quick how many kids you have? How many kids you have?
we do.
Yeah, so we have twins. We have two twin boys
Oh,
that are about going to be two next month. So we are hitting the kind of the cusp of the terrible twos, which, whew.
Yeah. And we try
wow.
not to
Okay.
be two at once as our whole personality, saying, we've got it harder, you have no idea. But, two versus one, it's debatable.
But we don't know any different.
Yeah,
That's
we only know the
thing,
twos.
so
We only know the twos.
I
So,
yeah.
used to think I wanted twins until I had one, and I thought, "There's no way.
yeah,
There's
that's
no
what we
way."
get a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
It's wild. I'll tell you. Like today, we're dealing with a tantrum because someone didn't want to put their pants on today. So we're entering that whole realm of just craziness.
Monkey see, monkey do.
It is,
Yep.
but
I
all
guess
right.
I do want to add. So a little bit more about me is I'm currently running a process serving business. So I'm serving legal papers. I don't personally do the serving of papers too often. But I bought that business 18 months ago. And so that is kind of that's what I do in my spare time when I'm not being a dad. And what is kind of like what transpired to then me becoming this full-time dad was it was not my decision. Um, I I am a man at heart that wants to make a lot of money. And so when my wife was like, "Hey, I'm going back to work. You're going to need to then take over." I'm like, "But that doesn't, how's that going to make us more money if I'm doing
Yep.
that?"
Yep.
And so this is kind of what's happened over this last 8 months has really happened not by me planning or choosing, but more of being assigned to be a full-time parent by my wife. And um, I've just been consistently surprised by her wisdom and just allowing me to take that on, as I know a lot of wives don't give their husbands space to take charge and to be in control because they have so much concern. And so really one of the beautiful things is my wife has given me that gift to be in charge and to let go, which I know is super hard for her, but that's really what's enabled me to now be in this position.
That is absolutely amazing.
Super well said.
This is,
Yeah.
I'm so, this is awesome to have you on here. I'm so curious just because, like, I know my husband's perspective. I know, like, our close friends, but it's also great to hear that whole kind of like role shifting. So, this is leading right into our first question. Like, what surprised you the most about becoming a dad at home?
Yeah, so I would say one of the biggest stories that kind of comes to mind is uh, we we decided to have dinner with some friends, and I told my wife, like, I want you to feel like you have complete freedom to enjoy this party. Like, you have been, this was 3 or 4 months into having our child, where, she was doing the heavy lifting. I said, we're kind of going on this vacation. We're going to have this trip and this dinner where you can like take the night off. And I took over as like the primary caregiver for that one night. And it was scary as hell. Like,
Hmm.
I was like, this is what you're dealing with day in and day out. Like, I was the one that had to like own the relationship with the babysitter, and like it all righted on me. And turns out the babysitter experience was horrible. She
Oh
did not
no.
know how to handle a newborn. She knew how to handle like the toddlers and the olders. And so like there
Yeah.
was real shit that hit the fan, and
Yeah.
it all landed on me. And I'm like, this is what you're dealing with on a daily basis. Like, that is a ton. And so that was like first like a huge surprise of like the mental load that women and moms are constantly dealing with, that men and dads don't really appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
And then two, how mundane and boring the day to day can be. Like,
Yes.
again, we don't give people the credit that they deserve of like parenting. It's like, let me, I thought, like, I had this idea today of like, the reason I want to make a lot of money is because then I can spend time with my family and spend time with
100%.
my kids. I was like, okay, I actually don't want to spend any more time with a baby because it's really boring
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially early on. Yeah.
Yeah.
early on. And so those are my two big surprises of being a dad in the early time.
Oh, yeah. I feel that so much because even like as a mom in a different complete role shift, when I was in corporate finance for 13 years, like very, very career focused. And when I had to become, 3 months ago decided to become a stay at home mom, that was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do all day? Like it was wild.
Yeah.
But
Well, and you bring up a good point too. Once I get thrown into the fire, like you mentioned, not by choice, but either trying to give her a day off, she's out of town. For one, if she's out of town, I call my mom down immediately. So that tells you where
does.
I'm at. My ability is there, I can do it, but I guess what would you call it, attention span or it just, I
Yeah.
lose track or I lose control of the situation a lot faster than she does. And I give her immense credit. You don't know until you're in it. She gets all the credit in the world. I call her the captain, and I am. If you've seen the movie The Titanic, I'm the guy down below just shoveling the coal to
Mm.
make sure the boat is at least somewhat moving, and she's steering and doing everything else. So yeah, I resonate with that answer 100%.
Yeah. Ugh. So did stepping into this primary caregiver shift completely how you saw yourself and how you thought others shared, or you're going full force kid duty and doing these businesses?
No, it really was a shift in, like, I'd always been the one that was trying to, again, make money because that is my role in the patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that wasn't my priority. And it seemed so foreign that making money, improving, growing wasn't my identity. Like, that's like that. I mean, that had been my identity because that's what I would do. I'd wake up every day and think, what do I need to do to become more relevant in the workplace that's going to then get people to pay me more money, um, so that we can go on bigger trips and live this bigger life. And now I'm not doing that. I'm just keeping this child alive. Was a shift for sure. Um, because I I had this other series or like time in my life where I realized no matter what I was doing, I was worrying if I was doing it wrong. And it kind of like came back to me of like, am I doing this wrong to just be like focused on my baby? Because if I do this, I feel like there's a chance where my business might not work out. Like I'm only allowed to put in 4 hours a day. That's 20 hours a week. Whereas I've been giving myself 40 hours and it felt like I was barely surviving. And now I got to do all of that with only 20 hours. That feels scary.
Oh, yeah.
But I found that the more I let go and the more I actually really allow myself to really invest in the time with my daughter and even taking on other responsibilities at home to alleviate the burden of my wife, the more that my business has actually worked out.
That's amazing.
And so now I feel like I'm living this dream life where I have all this time with my daughter and my business is running relatively smoothly. And it's because I put my priorities in the right spot.
Oh, that's very
Totally.
inspiring. That is goals. That is
Yeah.
goals for a lot of people.
Yep. And these are important times too. Early on, you only get, I mean, we have to remind ourselves this all the time too, but you only get this time period of them being young, at least for this kid,
Well,
that time. So it's valuable.
let me interrupt real quick and
Yeah,
say yes, but for a while I was thinking, well, I don't have to really appreciate the time I have with my daughter because I'm going to have another kid.
sure,
Hmm.
sure. At least with that one, though, that window for that
But
one.
yeah, but what I've actually been trying on is this idea of like maybe I only have one kid. Maybe
Hmm.
we only have one kid. I don't know if we're going to have two kids or three kids or what, but I'm just going to go with the mindset I'm going to have one kid. And what that's helped me do is really appreciate the time that I have. Like, just like you said, Joe, of
Totally.
like appreciating, I was kind of not appreciating because it was like, oh, there'll be another kid, there'll be another opportunity. But I don't know that. Like it was
Yep.
hard
Yep.
enough to have the one. I'm
Yep.
not sure that there will be two. So
Yep.
Yeah,
Super well said.
for sure. Oh, so do you have any routines or hacks that have actually helped you survive the day? And if anything that totally failed or not, be
yeah.
adaptable?
So I wouldn't call it a hack. It's just kind of like out of necessity is like
Hmm.
I will bring my daughter to work events that
Oh,
don't
yeah.
typically do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for example, this morning I scheduled a 7 a.m. call and my daughter was in my arms the whole time.
That's awesome.
Um, I've I've served papers with my daughter in tow with a stroller in like a corporate setting where I'm going and serving papers to a law firm where you don't normally see babies in a law firm. I'm towing her there. I've had networking calls where I'm trying to like I have the baby in my arms and I'm trying to keep her off camera because that's not professional. But eventually, it doesn't work and she makes a noise. And I'm like, this is just my life of like, if you're going to do business with me, expect the baby to be in tow.
Hmm.
Um, Another thing that I've done is like, you need time to yourself. And that's tricky of like, how do I be a good parent? And so one of the things I've done is the baby needs to sleep, but I also want exercise. And so like, how can I do all of these things at one time? I go on walks and the baby sleeps and I kind of get into it. I have a meditative state where I feel like I'm by myself and alone. But then there's other times where I need to network. And so then I started inviting people to come on these walks with me, which
That
has
is so
created
smart.
walk in talks, which are
Mhm.
essentially basically life coaching calls, meetings while the baby's there, but she's sleeping. And anyways, that's the hack is just like I don't I don't separate it. I just bring it all together and like if you're gonna work with me, this is what to expect.
No, that is honestly awesome because in some corporate worlds, people are so stuck in this old way of like kids have to be in another room, has to be quiet. But I'm starting to see such a huge shift nowadays where people are like very comfortable bringing their kids on meetings and in the background. And like, for instance, Joe's in sales, so he's on sales calls a lot from home, and the kids could be screaming, and everyone's
Kind of
totally
works.
fine with it,
It
and
kind
it's
of works in
great.
my favor sometimes on sales calls. So I'm in
Hmm.
software sales. It kind of helps if they, oh no, here's my two boys. It softens the call a little bit, at least in my world.
Yeah, no,
Or having their
totally.
photos in the background of my Zoom calls. I think since COVID, it's really, especially people working from home now
I
and stuff like
know.
that, it can help a little bit too, at least in the business world. So
But
I
I
mean,
love
I
those
do
walk
have
and
the
talks that you
luxury.
do.
Yeah, I have the luxury of being the boss of my own business, like
Mhm.
owning it, and so
Totally.
that I get to choose. I know people
Absolutely.
that are not the boss. They, they have, more question marks as to like what's appropriate. And so I'm trying to just normalize that it's appropriate to your family is your business and everything in between.
I love
Yeah,
it.
love it. Well, and kind of leading to the next question here, how do you manage working on your business during the day while also parenting a baby full time? Kind of answered that a
Like the
little bit on
walk
the
and
last
talks.
question, but
Yeah, it's like you just are creative as to like I know that um my daughter plays well at 7 a.m. and so I know I can book a call and kind of get away with that. I know I can't do that at 6:30 when it's like the end of the day and she's losing her mind. I would never schedule a call during that time. It's and for one, it's just shifting. It's shifting a mindset of like, where is my priority? My priority, especially in the first year of my daughter's life, is like, this is the priority. And so I'm going to spend more time with her than I am in my business. That doesn't mean I'm going to spend more time with her the rest of my life and the rest of my career. This is just a season of life where I'm prioritizing her over making money and building my business.
love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I threw this extra question in here just because I want to gauge this for myself. And if you're doing it more than I am currently, we'll have to talk off air. But how much golf are you still getting in these days since
Oh,
the child?
that's a good question because um,
Thank you, by the way.
last year I golfed a lot, and
Yeah.
this year it's down significantly, like really significantly. Like I was playing at least once or twice a week last year, and now I'm hoping to get in once a month.
Okay.
That's still pretty
And
good with an 8 month
That's about what
old.
I'm at though. Every 2 weeks we'll try. Maybe
Yeah.
once a month is on average though. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean golf is a big part of my personality. It's what I do to enjoy myself. But it's been so hard. I keep telling myself that like if I had more money, I would golf more. And I don't know if that's true because my priorities are shifting. It's not that I'm
Hmm.
golfing less because I don't have time. It's like I genuinely, it's just not as interesting or where I want to spend my time right now.
Yep.
But
Hmm.
that's not going to be forever. I do want to pick it up. I want to make it more than once a month. But it's, again, I'm just in this I just got to remind myself I'm in this very unique season of life
Hmm.
where I'm golfing less. And that's okay. And it's not going to be forever.
Hey, soon you might be able to strap the car seat to a golf cart and go out for a little bit.
Well, yes, we did. We did introduce her to the golf course to the first time um, 2 weeks ago, and she.
Oh.
This is a great story. She fell asleep on my chest while I'm driving the cart, and I ended up putting her in the basket of the cart,
That's
and she
so
slept
good.
for 30 minutes, and we're just having to like creep the cart so it doesn't hit too many bumps. It's not too
That's
fast,
real.
So
but we got
good.
we got 2 holes of golf in with her sleeping, and it was genius.
That's progress
Wow.
for this
That
early on
is.
too. I've got the two, so it's tough. Almost have to you're coming with me just to have the
Yeah.
second cart, but
We're trying
yeah.
to at least teach them like a golf swing with the plastic clubs to see how they do. But
Well, they won't regret it because my dad started me at the age of 3, and I became into this. My just I love it, and I spend so much time with my dad and with my brothers, and it's what I hope to also, and I do with my wife, and we golf, and
mhm.
so that's just it's going to be a family activity.
I love it. Does your wife golf?
Yeah, she does.
That's impressive. I know. I need to pick it up too because
Do you give lessons? That's my question. Can you teach her? I just need to get the fish hook in her mouth. I know when it's there. The rest is history. Because the family time,
I know that's
being
a.
outside,
Mm,
it's just I look forward to that. When they're practicing their golf swing, or we put golf on TV,
yeah.
and they trying to say golf, they recognize it. It literally melts my heart. It's one of the best things that's been part of the
Exactly.
process early on. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what would you say to other parents or specifically dads who are considering taking a major like step back or switching gears in life?
Well, what I would say is if you, I can only speak to my own experience,
Hmm.
but I do think that if you're wanting your career and whatever your aspirations for your career to be, do more at home. do more of the taking over the load for your wife and of the childcare, and you'll just be surprised by how it works out. I like to call it the backwards law, where you do the opposite of what you think you need to do to get to your goals. You will not regret investing more in your family than you've been taught to do.
I love that.
It's a great answer.
I literally love that.
Kind of blowing me out of the water here, Spencer. You're making me look a little bad, I'm going to say, with some of these, but that's okay. We're all trying. So, you know.
I mean, I'm 36, having my first child at 36. Like, I had a lot of life experience that prepared me for this versus, say, if you have a kid in your early 20s. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Spencer, we're going to move on to a little rapid fire, and these are just going to be
okay.
whatever, just say whatever comes to the top of your head. So, what is one snack you steal from your kid the most? I guess if she's a baby, but like, do you eat any of like shaving puffs or anything like that?
She just started solids like 2 weeks ago, and I
Okay.
don't want to touch a thing that
Yeah.
she's eating.
I
But
know.
it's
I mean,
more, but it's
oh,
but what has been fun is to see her now starting to grab the things that we've been eating.
mm-hmm.
And my favorite thing to see her eat that I am used to eating is crust, pizza crust. Like, that is,
Oh, yes.
I might productize the idea of pizza crust for babies, because that's just been a fun thing for to see her to eat.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So, what is a dad when you are secretly proud of?
Um, let's see. I don't know if it's too secret because I kind of just tell everybody. I am convinced that I know my daughter better than like 98% of dads,
Mm-hmm.
just because I've spent so much real boring time with her, that I like know the nuances that I I don't want to say I have telepathy with her. I don't have telepathy, but like, I can connect with her on levels that I don't think are normal. And that's just, to me, that is what is so satisfying and gratifying to me, and a huge dad win for me.
Oh. So, what is the worst, I guess, kid playing toy that you get stuck playing with her that to you hate or it's annoying?
Oh yeah. It's it, do you know the crab thing that is like
Yes,
on
that
Instagram?
crawls. Yes.
Yeah. So my mother-in-law sent that to us, and of course we're like, well, you gotta get it. It's just so loud and then doesn't actually work, but it does entertain and keep the attention,
Mm-hmm.
that it's enough of keeping the attention that she's happy, but not enough that I can actually look at my phone for a minute. And that's really the best choice, is I want to look at my
Totally.
phone.
Totally. I
Oh
have a
my gosh.
theory that everyone has the same toys. There's some monopoly. Everyone has the same toys, or you see them on Instagram, and we're all just part of this web that we all have,
Mm-hmm.
because we know exactly what toy you're talking about. And when you start humming these songs while you're making your coffee in the morning, or you're getting dressed and
Oh,
you're starting to sing "Monkeys on a Tree,"
Yeah,
you
that's
start just, I mean, all
let
day,
me
every
give you
day. So,
two parenting hacks. Is one, the song "Run Baby Run."
oh.
That's a dark horse. And then two is the Jolly Jumper. That saved me
yes.
so many hours.
Yeah.
Yes, that definitely for us too. But oh,
And then the last rapid fire here. So, one word to describe bedtime in your house.
Unpredictable. You never know
yeah.
really what time it's going to be, or what reaction you're going to get. Sometimes she goes to bed really wonderfully, and other times you're fighting it like it's the worst battle you've been in. So you just never know. And the more that you just get comfortable with unknowing,
Mm-hmm.
it,
Expect the
I don't know.
unexpected.
Yes,
Yeah,
always.
expect the unexpected. Yep.
All right. Well, Spencer, thank you so much for chatting with us today and giving us an amazing dad perspective on raising a little one and building business and just completely having that household shift.
Yeah, for real. Building businesses, raising a kid, still trying to find some time for golf. Basically, the dad dream, or at least a highlight reel version of it.
Well, we loved hearing your take on dad life and everything. And Thank you so, so much for being a part of the Plandish crew.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, a leadish 8. So we're officially 2 weeks in. Unfortunately, the score is 1-1. It was super close.
This week wasn't
This
close.
I think it was 1 or 2 votes.
I think it was 60-40.
But percentage-wise, but the votes were very, very close. So, and I know we're doing 9 weeks. We're doing the best of 9. So whoever wins 5 times wins first. Still gives us a little bit more than a month. It's not like we're going to be stacking these days off too frequently. I think once every month and a half or 2 months is a really good. It's enough of a prize that we want to fight for it, but it also for the audience makes it fun. So we're not just sitting here for 9 weeks if somebody's already won. So,
exactly.
Best of 9. This week's topic is super fun because this is my wheelhouse. Would you agree?
I think it's just any dude wheelhouse, and women, but
let's announce what it is too. So top fast food places when no one wants to cook dinner, basically ranking your top fast food.
Yep.
So very fun week, very on theme for our dad episode, I would say. I don't cook, so
you grill.
I grill.
Take that back. You grill.
I grill. I appreciate you you always do. Every time I say I don't cook,
I know.
You do throw in grilling.
Positive feedback.
But yeah, top fast food places when no one wants to cook dinner. You went first last time. I will go first this time.
Okay. I think I did. I don't know.
Did you go first last time?
You went first last time.
You're going first this time.
Okay.
Yep.
I am coming off the bat with one of my favorites. This might be semi-unpopular opinion because I know a lot of people. I know what you would probably pick. My first pick is going to be Wendy's.
Yep.
I love their nuggets and their sweet and sour sauce. McDonald's cannot compare. Sorry.
Yeah, well, that wasn't on my list. I know that's yours, not necessarily mine. My first one is McDonald's.
Yep.
The Diesel. That is where we differ. We actually have them across the street from each other, which is super nice, at least in our area.
And we will go back-to-back places to pick up what we want.
Yeah, and I have to hide, if we go to McDonald's first, I've got to hide the food so that the Wendy's employees doesn't see that we're getting McDonald's.
Dude.
It's in my own head, though. Same for you. If we go to Wendy's and then McDonald's, I have to make sure we're hiding the other food. Because in my head, that's as embarrassing as it gets.
McDonald's used to be good, but they changed their buns.
I think they've changed them back. Yeah, and McDonald's is my comfort food. It's an easy first pick for me. So back to you.
All right. My second pick is going to be more of I want to say upper East Coast pick. I'm going with Cookout.
Oh, man, I forgot about Cookout.
If I had a Cookout here, that would trump everything.
Man, that's going to be tough to beat.
Cookout
That's really tough
is amazing.
to beat.
My order would probably shock you when I used to order Cookout.
No, I never had it by me. I did in Virginia when I used to do the interns with the Redskins in the summer.
Yep.
Fell in love with it. That's a really, really strong second pick. Okay. Now, this one's up for debate. You can tell me I can or can't use this.
Okay.
My second one is Chipotle. Is that fast food?
Oh, I'm actually really shocked that's your second one.
Is that allowed?
That is technically fast food. I consider it.
Okay.
But that's shocking that it's your second pick.
It's fast casual. And I didn't want
casual?
I didn't want people to know. I think you knew the other taco place that I was probably going to go with. I think on the graphic everyone would know that's mine. They still might with these picks, but
based on your third pick, I already know what your fourth is going to be. Or your second pick, I know what your
Chipotle's good though.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I've actually been really enjoying Chipotle salads.
And I never get the salad.
They had this once, and I haven't seen it yet, unless I just haven't been, but I will go back 1,000 times over when they have that Guadalajara steak. So good.
Yeah, and I get the double wrap, as you know. I just saw a commercial of Chipotle talking about their new orders or whatever. There is a triple wrap that somebody can get.
That's probably intense. The double wrap is like 10 pounds.
Is there any crumbs left over when I'm done with it, though? I polish off
Yeah,
a
but it's
double
not
wrap
necessarily
burrito.
a good day after.
Yeah, no, you're signing up for short-term success, long-term failure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now back to you for your third.
Okay, my third probably might shock you, but can I say Domino's?
Gosh, that was going to be my next pick.
Because I love pizza.
You're so
if I'm going to
annoying.
get pizza, I will say Papa John's used to be it, but for some reason Papa John's got too doughy, and I'm obsessed with Domino's now. I
was
love it.
typing in Domino's because I'm like, she's not going down. I was typing it in to be my third selection.
I don't know. I'm feeling another win here.
Yeah, God. I mean, Wendy's though is where I think you're gonna lose. Some people
I-
we'll let the voters decide, but
Yeah,
I
true.
think that for your first pick was a little out there. Now my third. I'm now having to pivot from this Domino's kind of.
Ooh.
I'm Mr. Krabs where I'm like dazed and confused here. Third pick is Culver's for me. Shout out to Wisconsin.
What?
It's a big thing in Wisconsin, and we used to love Culver's.
They have really good custard.
The burger's good, the custard's good, or the concretes they call it.
Yep.
Culver's, we don't go to it enough anymore.
No, the last time I was there, you made me wear a butter burger baby bib.
That's such a good photo. There's no way you allow that to be unleashed into the internet.
I would.
Okay.
I have no shame.
Yeah, the Butterburger baby.
Yeah.
We had one by our old apartment, which we used to go to a lot more. But yeah, Culver's is my third pick.
That's good. Okay, my fourth and final. And here's the thing: I have two options. I could go for the win, which easy.
I think I know what you're going to talk about too. Yeah, if you go.
Or if I want to go for my true.
Be true.
There's two things. I think I'm going to go for the win. I'm going to throw Chick-fil-A in there.
Yeah.
I'm throwing Chick-fil-A.
I had it, and I have too many here, and I'm trying to glance through my list quick. In fairness, this was the least organized I was. I figured
Just
the
shocking.
fast food would be like I could just come to me.
That's really shocking.
It hasn't. Chick-fil-A being the fourth, people are gonna be mad at that. That's a lot of people's one or first pick.
I mean, Chick-fil-A, it does hit every once in a while. Like, I don't go to it often again, but
Yeah. No, I'm not feeling as great as I did coming in. My last pick, because I have to try to get votes. I was gonna go Raising Cane's, but I'm not. I'm going Taco Bell because
Okay, that's what
I'm
I was about
also
to
getting
say.
the wins. I need points at this point. I don't think enough people. Raising Cane's is good, but it's
I
not
don't
going to
like
get me
it.
voting. It's
No.
not going to get me votes.
I thought that was going to be your first.
Yeah, but I figured people would know it was me immediately without listening. Might sway some votes, but you hit hard with Chick-fil-A. I had to come back.
Maybe we should
with
add
Taco
this
Bell.
in. We should add in no family members can vote because they will know this.
That's
one.
all that's voting for these. So
All of our family, that's it.
yeah, we got to just keep. There's no rules on voting, otherwise it'll be slim pickings. But
Okay.
yeah, so
Taco Bell is good. Yeah, that's wrapping up a good one. So
Yeah.
what are your four?
I had McDonald's, Chipotle, Culver's, and then Taco Bell.
Love it. I had Wendy's, Cookout, Domino's, and Chick-fil-A.
It's really good. Is Cookout too? I mean, does everyone know about Cookout? Is that an East Coast thing?
I don't think it's a West Coast, right? I don't know.
I don't know. Looking at it on paper, I'm not too upset with my picks. So
If there was a Cookout here, I swear to God.
No,
I
it'd
will
be
tell you
bad.
though, this is going to be my fourth was going to be.
yeah,
Can you
throw out some honorable mentions if you have them.
tell me if you can guess?
Sonic.
Oh no, frick! But their corn dogs are or hot dogs are good.
Yeah, I don't know what were you gonna say.
Bojangles.
Oh, bleh.
I love
Bleh.
Bojangles. Give me a sausage biscuit
Sawdust.
and sweet tea, baby. That is, I could have that a lot.
Yeah, everything I had on mine was picked. I did have Domino's, Raising Cane's. Everything I had on here was picked. So,
I did have Chipotle, so
Yeah, I didn't know if that was gonna pass. Yeah, fast
which
casual. but
honestly, tomorrow night.
no, we got to be. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Head to the stories after this episode drops next Wednesday at 8. It'll be on for 24 hours. Go vote on the Elitish 8. We'll see who breaks the tie going into next week.
Yep. All right, we are heading into our group chat. This is something that, again, we put out on Threads, Back to Home Base Stories, and also our friends. So our question of the week was, what's something your partner does that drives you crazy, but you just live with it?
Can I say too first? I think I've said this before as well. It's fun not seeing these until I open the Google Doc and we get to this section.
I know.
Because they're just great. They're great answers, and we appreciate everyone's participation.
Yep. All right, starting off with number 1, leaves his shoes everywhere besides the closet.
Everyone's a victim in this house of that.
I trip over your shoes all the time.
Yeah, I at least contain them to the laundry room.
Now I'm
though.
tripping over the boys' shoes.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than tripping over the toys and the shoes. So.
Number 2, chews so loudly and opens mouth while talking.
I'm guilty of that.
Dude, that doesn't bother me as much, but I know my sister, she has a weird thing with people chewing
Especially
and
in the
swallowing loud.
Especially in the morning.
yeah.
Shout out Taylor.
Yeah. 3rd, asks me where something is before even looking. That would annoy me.
I ask you where things are as I'm looking or after I've looked, and I still can't find it.
And I'll
then
find
you
it in
come over
10
and find it.
milliseconds.
It annoys me every time because I'm like, I promise you I've looked. I'm not just going to bring you over
Oh, it's so frustrating.
to find it real quick. Yeah, that's a good one.
Next one says, doesn't want dessert, then eats mine. That would piss me off.
I've done that, I think.
You have. You're like, let me try a bite, and your bite is half of the entire thing.
Yeah, when we go out to dinner, it's rare that we don't just get our own things. It just makes it easier.
Every man for himself when we go out to eat.
Yeah,
we can't share.
Sharing is tough with us.
When
Although we just did that for the Italian dinner, but
when we first started dating, I can't remember. Like, I wasn't like let me eat one piece of lettuce. I was.
Thank God.
I know. I think I ate a lot of food.
You didn't eat more than me. Especially in my early 20s. Those were some high calorie days.
All right. Another one said products all over the bathroom. I am very guilty. I have a lot
guy
of
wrote that one. I'm going to guess.
I'm assuming. I have a lot of face products everywhere.
Although
but I just cleaned it up, so.
I have a lot of products too, but most dudes I know I don't think leave their products all over the bathroom. So
Yeah,
I had
it has to be
a
woman.
female perspective.
Somebody said takes up the entire bed while sleeping. Yeah, that's hard because you can't, like, if that's like a daily thing.
I sleep mummy.
Yeah, no, you're very.
I sleep mummy. And
I don't even feel you the entire night. Like,
if people don't know what mummy is, it's sleeping like
coffin style.
Yeah, with your hands over your chest, and then you lay down and you don't move until you wake up.
Yeah.
The next morning. So I definitely sleep mummy. You take up the bed, but
I do.
You've gotten better about it, and the king bed helps too. That's
I can't go back to a queen. It's no chance.
No chance.
Somebody said turns on the TV, then scrolls on phone the entire time. I think everybody's guilty of that.
Yeah.
Another person says leaves barely a sip of any liquid in the fridge.
If I do that, it's on accident.
Yeah.
But that's a good one though too.
Yep. Another person said their car is a trash can.
That would annoy me. That would definitely annoy me. Although we keep our car probably way too clean.
Yeah.
We're just picking up Cheerios these days. There's just Cheerios.
I'd rather eat Cheerios
everywhere.
than Puffs. Like, the Puffs are the bitch. Those are the ones that, like, when they get wet, they stick.
They harden them.
And
It's almost like a...
It's like glue or
like
a
a
paste.
mortar you would put in between bricks.
Yeah.
You're right on that. Yeah, I do hate
That's
cleaning
a
up those
pain
wet
in the
parts.
ass.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying not to allow Puffs in the car. Cheerios have a heyday. That's easy to vacuum.
I'm pretty sure Tate's chair or car seat,
Yeah, it's filled with Cheerios.
the lining just has Cheerios all in it.
I mean, I took the kid out today because I was grocery shopping with them, and the amount of Cheerios that was in his diaper, just because it gets, like, wedged up in there.
There's nothing better. Yeah, you change a diaper and there's Cheerios. Somewhere. I'm like, how did this happen? But then you think it's actually pretty easy for that to occur.
But speaking of which, while it's on my mind, the outdoor vacuum. When's the last time that's been cleaned out? Because I knew I vacuumed up
a while.
a lot of Cheerios.
A while. The outdoor one, there's God knows what in that container or canister.
Yeah. I'm going to throw in mine for the last one because this is something that you do.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Where's
I'm throwing you
this
on the
going?
spot. That annoys me, but it happens all the time. And I don't know what to do to stop it.
Okay. I feel attacked.
I have to be interesting. Leaving things plugged in. Like a blow dryer or air fryer or everything. I don't know why my subconscious, like, leaving it plugged in, like, drives me insane. Even your razor.
I don't get that one. I mean, I do it. I try to unplug things. I know it annoys you. You said your sister did that too.
Oh my God. Growing up, Taylor would leave flat irons on, like, curling
we haven't
irons
brought
on.
her up enough. We have not roasted her enough on these pods. Her day is coming too. Let's just say to be on this, but also we got to throw her under the bus a couple more times. We've been super nice to her. Love you, Taylor.
Oh my gosh. But that show, I don't know why. It just, like, I know I go into hyperdramatic. Is there anything I do?
I mean, we've covered the toilet paper roll. That's always on the top of my list. You just put that on wrong.
I don't know if there's a right or a wrong way.
But on the spot, no. You bring such joy to my life. Nothing annoys me, my sweetheart.
Oh, you're such a wonderful man. Well, that's another episode coming to an end on Plandish. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. And by hope, I mean, of course you freaking did, because you wouldn't have made it this far.
Great work. Can't wait to see this week's Elitish 8 winner for sure. Go make sure to vote. Also, give Spencer a follow on his LinkedIn.
Yes, I will put all that in the details below. That'll be linked on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But also, if you got a hot take, hilarious story, or something to add in the group chat, DM us. We want to hear it. We want to broadcast it. Yes.
Keep showing up. Until next time, over and out.
I love it. Thank you so much, and catch you later. If nothing else, you showed up, and that's the most plandish thing you can do. Subscribe, share it with your chaos crew, and I'll see you next week.